Test, test. Excuse me. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Wednesday, July 14th, 2010. It's Bastille Day in France. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 4:30 p.m. in London. In Mexico City, it's 10:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free at 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. We have a breaking story that's coming in from Clairton, Pennsylvania. Crews are responding to an explosion at a U.S. steel plant near Pittsburgh. According to local TV, emergency dispatchers are saying some workers suffered minor to moderate injuries in the blast just before 10 a.m. today. That'll be about an hour and a half ago at U.S. Steel's Clairton Coke Works. This has hit the cable TV networks. They have helicopters in the air. The plant's about 20 miles south of Pittsburgh. Also, on a related story, we reported yesterday that the government of Bermuda was seeking to raise up to $500 million in capital yesterday through a bond sale. The deal was tremendously oversubscribed. $2.4 billion worth of bids occurred. The government was able to sell $500 million worth of bonds at an interest rate of 5.6%. And we'll go to our main stories. In the United States, American retailers saw a decline in the month of June of 0.5%, down to a seasonally adjusted $360 billion. This came out from the U.S. Commerce Department today. It's more evidence that the American economy has slowed down. Sales fell for the second straight month after 7 consecutive increases. Sales fell 1.1% in May. The declines were heaviest in sales of durable goods and gasoline. Sales of soft goods were generally healthy. Economists had been predicting a drop of 0.4%, so it was 0.1% more than that. The stock market is up actually about 17 points right now. In Germany, prosecutors announced this morning that they have searched 13 Credit Suisse offices as part of a probe into whether the bank's employees helped clients evade taxes. The raids came after German authorities earlier this year acquired a compact disc containing information on hundreds of people who had accounts with Credit Suisse in Switzerland. In a statement just 2 hours ago, the Dusseldorf prosecutor's office said about 150 investigators were involved in the searches looking for evidence that unnamed employees helped clients hide their cash from tax collectors. Prosecutors had previously said back in March that they'd launched around 1,100 tax evasion probes based on evidence from that one CD. Credit Suisse confirmed in a statement that its offices were being searched and said that, quote, it is working in close cooperation with the relevant local authorities. Shares in Credit Suisse were down 1.3% today, having dipped as much as 2.2% immediately after the announcement. There was a little earthquake in Chile this morning, not so little, 6.5 magnitude quake in the Bio region. It's in the area that's home to some of the leading pulp and paper producers. There have been no reports of any significant damages. Of course, the big February quake was a little bit further north. That was an 8.8. In the Philippines, Typhoon Kansan has finally left the area, as you can see from this map. Did some damage. 4 people were killed at least. Some 20 fishermen are missing. Widespread damage was done in and around the capital city of Manila. The Category 1 storm packed gust of about 75 miles an hour late yesterday when it hit the coast near Manila. Officials are concerned that the death toll may rise. Communication systems are largely brought down in the area. By Wednesday morning, the storm is heading into the South China Sea. However, some international flights in and out of Ninoy Aquino International Airport in Manila are still delayed. We'll go to a word now from our sponsors and come back with the rest of the news. There's a little bit of confusion emanating from the Gulf of Mexico today. As of even late last night, there was optimism that BP was going to begin to clamp down on the well now that the new containment cap had been put on. I'm going to read a story from the Associated Press. Apparently there were some seismic tests done of the ocean floor during the night. The results have come back actually not very positive, it seems. BP has frozen activity on two key projects this morning meant to choke off the flow of oil. The development is a stunning setback after BP finally seemed to be on track to stop the spill. BP and the government said more analysis is now needed before testing could proceed on the temporary well cap. Work on a permanent fix, the relief wells that will plug the spill from above with mud and cement, also was stopped. So the thinking now is that somehow during the seismic tests, which are essentially sonar readings of the seabed floor, which preposterously are now being taken today, 88 days after the oil flow began, have indicated that a very go-slow approach needs to be taken. I suppose that it could be construed to suggest that the integrity of the floor might not be able to sustain the pressure from either the well cap or from the deep kill, which would be the flow of the mud and the cement into the already existing spewing wellhead. So we're going to have to watch this and see what happens, but this is hardly good news at all for BP and certainly for anybody who was in the Gulf area. In China, there continues to be bad news, and this is another peril. This is flooding. Heavy rains are expected to continue in southern and central China today with downpours along the Yangtze River, the longest river in China. 107 people have been killed so far, about 60 are missing. 29 million people have been affected by the floods. The floods have spread across 10 provinces of China. Xinhua is saying that the floods have forced the evacuation of more than 10,000 people. 4 landslides have killed 37 people earlier this week. According to the Chinese rescue authorities, people are racing to drain dozens of fast-rising reservoirs as they are swelling beyond their warning levels. The waters in a reservoir near the western city of Golmud in Qinghai province finally began to subside after hundreds of workers and soldiers finished digging a diversion channel. So that's a very labor-intensive effort going on there, which might be the only way